Hi, hope you're having a great day and that you're with those wonderful people that you love and spend your time with. Give them a hug and don't forget the doggy. Okay, here's a news article. It's news to me. May 1st, Harry is having an inquiry about his residency in the United States. It seems the Heritage Foundation, which is a conservative organization that, of course, would be against Harry. It's a very Republican organization, and Harry is close to many Democrats, as is Meghan. Well, the Heritage Foundation wants to know everything that Harry submitted to them as he applied for residency in the United States. They want every single document. They want every and anything that the government has on Harry. And they want any exhibit that Harry submitted to the government. They're doing it under the Freedom of Information Act, and they are suing the Homeland Security Department to get this information. So far, they have not gotten the information because they have not explicitly told a reason why they need to know this. And I agree with Homeland Security that this is private information and there's no reason for people to do deep dives on individual persons just to see if they can dig or make up some dirt, especially in this year when we have a lot of computer generated things, and getting hold of those documents. A crook could do all kinds of things with those documents and create problems for Harry just in normal existence. You know how we all depend on certain documents, including birth certificates and other things. He could end up in an AI hell in the future if they give out all those documents. I don't think the Freedom of Information Act should apply to Harry, as he's a citizen of Britain, and he is only here because he is married to an American citizen. So it's up to the government to decide. That's why they have those jobs. That's why they're trained in what they did. And if he has already passed and has a visa to stay here, then that should stand. They have looked at Harry. They know all about Harry. They have read the articles that we've read, and they have heard the statements that Harry made and have watched him grow up, more than likely, over the years. So there's no reason for a bunch of people from various foundations who have a particular interest to snoop into Harry's background and have all of his private information. When he gave the information, he probably never thought anybody was going to pry so deeply into what he said. If he made a mistake or if he didn't say something correctly, that's up to the Homeland Security Department to see and correct. But it's not for the whole nation, or should I say Great Britain, the United States, Australia, and who knows who else, to all chime in as to what they know about Harry. That's totally inappropriate, and it's much more obsessive than you would have for any other application for a visa to come into the United States. I think they need to keep it reasonable. Harry did the application. Homeland Security approved that he could have a visa for who knows what period of time, and that should stay until the visa ends. And I think they should deny access to Harry's information to this political group, the Heritage Foundation. In my mind, giving it to the Heritage Foundation would be giving information to an enemy. These people don't like Harry. They don't like Meghan. And all they want to do is plot and plan as to how they can do things in order to get back at them. Let me see if I can get my picture up. So I think that is very cruel, and it certainly would make everybody hesitant in filling out government forms if everything that we have that's personal is able to be given out to anybody who asks under the Freedom of Information Act. There are certain things we need to know, but there's certain things we don't need to know. So that's my feeling on it, and I certainly hope that they do continue to deny the Heritage Foundation the access to Harry's personal information that he gave up when he applied to come into the United States. Heaven knows we have a lot of people who have bad backgrounds, even in our Congress. If we just looked at our congressmen, we would be doing ourselves a favor and flying off the handle and doing an excessive background check on Harry just because he's from a royal family and people want to get information so that they can do whatever they want and mishandle that information in any way they want, because once the information out, you can't get it back. You can't re-give him the status of a normal person with privacy. He deserves some privacy, as do we all. And I'm just really upset that they are pushing the government to give this information, but I'm really glad that up to this point the government has said that this is private information and they have not yet given it out. So what do you think? Are you shocked by this as I am? I think Harry, when he got married, never ever expected he would be going through so many trials and tribulations. He's used to being the adored person in Britain, the member of the royal family that everybody loved, especially with his red hair. Once he got married, he got involved in race relations. He got involved in housing and low income problems. He got involved in all kinds of groups and causes that he probably had never ever really thought about. So I feel sorry for Harry, but I hope he's happy. I hope that he's found really the one he loves, and I hope they have a great future together. But he certainly has a lot that he has to go through. Now, if the United States would then say to Harry, okay, we're not going to give you a visa, then he would have to go back to England. That would leave a problem for Meghan and their little girl. Archie is a British citizen because he was born in Britain. Lilibet was born in California. I think the reason that King Charles wants everybody to give a general statement that they are loyal to the king is because he wants to see Harry say out loud that he vows to be loyal to the king in the future. That is something that Harry will probably not have too much difficulty doing because he does love his father, but he will have problems saying that to Camilla, Queenie Camilla. So let's see how that goes. He says he might not go to the coronation if they leak his travel plans. And that's because he's seen that is a way that people get rid of people who they don't like that are affiliated with the monarchy. They did that to Princess Grace. She was killed leaving her house and going down a road with one of her, I believe one of her children was in the car, and the car went off the road because the brakes were bad. Well, that to me was just so ridiculous because of all the money they have and all the people who attend to those cars. You know that those brakes would not be bad unless something else happened. And then, of course, Diana, that whole scenario where, to me, the pictures of the driver showed he appeared okay when he was getting ready to drive. I think it was Fayed and Diana, but that crash just didn't make any sense. He could always slow down. He didn't have to outrace the paparazzi, and he's an experienced driver, so the whole thing didn't make sense. And, did somebody slip something in one of his drinks? Because he was drinking in the bar while Diana and Fayed were in the hotel room. And that hotel room they were staying in cost $5,000 a night. They didn't spend the whole night, but it's just another interesting point. And so he's seen how people can be killed with travel plans. And I don't blame him for his skepticism and being cautious about how he travels, especially since he is not getting extra security. I don't know if I would even trust this extra security because their loyalty might not be to Harry, but it might be to Charles and Camilla. So we'll see how it goes. I think Harry is also very upset because now, as I said, Camilla, as I believe, those kids she has are Charles's. And Harry can see that although he has been denied a platform on the balcony and his kids have not been allowed to come onto the balcony, Camilla's kids, I believe, at this time, I believe that they are not only in the coronation, but they are also going to be on the balcony. So this is the beginning of Camilla erasing Diana's legacy and going on to create her own family legacy. The story is going to go on for a long time, and let's see how the coronation goes. Take care. I love you. Bye.